If you have your listening guides for the message, Toxic Words, we're going to take a little bit, about 5 minutes to deal with some extra tips that can really make a difference. I mean, right now, if you implement them in your life this week. So the first one are spoken words. And these spoken words, you've really got to watch your tone with spoken words. Did you know, this is a cool fact, that 38% of our communication is actually with our tone? I mean, get this. For example, I can say, "How you doing?" And that means hi, and it means that not a whole lot more than hi. I really don't want to know how you're doing. Don't tell me your life story. It just means hi. Or I can say, "Hey man, John, how you doing?" And see, my tone, you get the message that, hey, he really does want to know how I'm doing. And so the tone expresses a different communication. Or I can say, "Hey, how you doing?" All right, and you can figure out what that means on your own. But the challenge is with your tone this week. Watch your tone, because for the most part, it's not just the words that we say that hurt others. It's the tone that we take with people. Okay? So spoken words, watch your tone. Number 2, the written word. Okay, it's not easily erased. This is something that we do not pay attention to enough. See, it's difficult to communicate, body language and tone through the written word, and we don't really think before we type. We become different people when we type. We become brave. We say things through email, text, Facebook, and everything else, things that we would say, or things that we would never say to a person's face, we will type out and put out there for everyone. And so the challenge is this week is that before you email, text, post something on Facebook or tweet, before you do that, don't just read it again and give it a second thought, but maybe say a little prayer and say, Lord, is this something I really should send out for everybody to see? Okay, the written word, it's not easily erased, okay? Now, finally, number 3, nonverbal words. It has to do with our body language and facial expressions. They can wound too, okay? And there's the cool fact about body language. We've already mentioned that tone can be upwards of 38% of our communication. Well, our body language can be 55% of our communication. That only leaves about 7% for our actual words. These can be things like rolling the eyes. How often do we roll? That communicates a lot. Or things that here's something that really gets under my skin. Okay, it's not just body language, but it's those sounds that aren't words. The or those sounds of disgust. They're not words. They're nonverbal. Things that disgust us. We make these nonverbal sounds that come up from within. So here's the challenge this week. Okay, when you're trying to deal with watching your tone and your body language, it's kind of difficult to kind of police yourself in doing that because you're not watching yourself. Can't carry a mirror around. So here instead, try this week. Watch how others. Watch their tone with you, whether it be your spouse, friend, kids, a coworker. Watch what tone that they take with you, or even their body language, or those non-words sounds. Watch everybody this week, because here's what happens. After a while, people that you're familiar with, they'll begin to mirror how you interact with them. So if you take a tone with them, there'll come a point where they'll probably take a tone with you. So, for example, if you're dealing with your children this week and you say, "Hey, don't you take that tone with me," you need to stop and think, where did they get that tone in the first place? Because they might be mirroring you, or you can blame it on the spouse. But the bottom line is, take a look at these 3 different ways that we communicate, and really we do them all together. But if you'll kind of put these tips into action, you might be kind of surprised what you'll find about your deficiencies or efficiencies. So that's all I have. Thanks for listening.